Hi, my name is Tim, and I go to New Life Community Church. When I first started coming, I would come and I would listen to the message, and sometimes I would be like, how does this pastor know? Like, does this pastor know like what I'm going through? Because I felt like he was literally looking at me and talking to me. It was one of those things where I started to realize like, oh, God's starting to speak to me. And I might not have understood it at that point, but I was like, oh, I understand this. Like, I can reflect and use this on my own life. And before I came here to New Life, I was with a friend, not doing Christ-like things. And all of a sudden I felt like, I wonder what Timothy in the Bible is like, and I wonder if he's like me. And it was at that moment when I started doing some Google searches. We're like, what does the Bible say about this? Or what does the Bible say about that? And at that moment, I was like, man, the Bible has a lot of information. We did a challenge back in October of 2022. We had to find a passage in the Bible and read it for 5 days, So I asked Chad, my pastor, and I said, how'd you do this? Because I'm not familiar with this, like God speaks to you, really? It's like, yeah, he does. But he said, well, if you don't know, I can, guide you somewhere that I think. I said, well, my name's Timothy. And I read Timothy chapter 1, and it's talking about the laws are not for the ones who abide by it, but for the ones who don't abide by the laws. And I read down that list, and I realized I am one of those. And I think it was the next day, I got on my knees and I cried to God, and I asked for forgiveness. And that's when I, gave my life to Christ. We talk about, Jesus transforming our lives, and as someone who might have heard that years ago, might not have really understood it, but as someone who, was in more of a darker place, and, nothing serious, but just in a dark place. But God was still there. I could look back and I could say God was there with me. It's like one of those things where it became something that I couldn't wait to come back to.